Hello, my name is Chloe, welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you the lowest rated books on my TBR. I thought this would be a really fun video concept because sometimes I set myself reading challenges like prompts and stuff to read lowly rated books. Some of them on this list have really surprised me, some of them not so much, but they are all books that I definitely want to read, and they start with a low rating of 3.3 on Goodreads, which is pretty abysmal. So I'm going to go through the 15 lowest rated books on my TBR according to Goodreads, working from best lowest rating to worst lowest rating. Play along at home if you want to take a guess at some of these books. So in 15th spot, the one that I am most surprised about is Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson, which has a rating of 3.3 on Goodreads. This is, as far as I'm aware, a fun adult romance. We're following PhD candidate Phoebe, who's always been obsessed with true crime and becomes low-key convinced that her new neighbour Sam Dennings is a serial killer. I haven't heard anything bad about this book, which is why I'm so confused that it's so lowly rated. 3.3 is genuinely awful. So yeah, this one's an interesting one because I would put this as a 5-star prediction. In 14th spot, we have The Anti-Virginity Pact by Katie Weismer. I don't remember who mentioned this to me. I think it might have been Rachel from Rachel Carris. But I don't really have a reason why I haven't picked this up yet. It's just not been number one on my priority list. And it has a rating of 3.28. So low. This says preachers' daughters aren't supposed to be atheists. They're also not supposed to make pacts to lose their virginity by the end of the year, but high school senior Meredith Beaumont is sick of letting other people tell her who to be. It sounds like a very normal coming of age YA story. I am intrigued by the very low rating, and it's actually making me want to pick this up sooner than I anticipated. I say sooner than I anticipated. I've had this literally years. It's just not quite made it onto a TBR yet. And it came out in 2020. So I've had it a little while. Next up, one I am incredibly shocked. I think I'm the most shocked by this one. We have The Baby Dragon Cafe. This has an average rating of 3.24, but it is so hyped right now. It's in the works for a $5. Like, we know those are the books that are getting massively talked about. But somehow it has an average rating of 3.24, which is very, very low. This is apparently a cozy fantasy with a sprinkle of romance. I wonder why people dislike it. We then have Your Time Is Up by Sarah Norton, which is a YA thriller I bought at Yauk this year, and this has an average rating of 3.23. This is a read in one sitting, real-time thriller set over the course of an A-level exam. So I would presume if people don't care, like, I guess it's a long time to be basically sat in an A-level exam, but yeah. I don't really know why people dislike this. I presume it's just not a very thrilling thriller, but we'll see. We then have A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing, which has a 3.21. Sorry that I keep checking my notes. I want to get these numbers right. I read Your Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing, and that also had awful reviews, but I really enjoyed it. I won't go too much into this one being an adult thriller. I feel like knowing anything about them can really dull your enjoyment. We just know it's about a couple, Wes and Ivy, who are completely in love. And yeah, apparently people hate this. In 10th spot, we have The Things We Do to Our Friends by Heather Darwent, which has an average rating of 3.2. That is so low. I have heard this book though is incredibly weird, and that would be why I assume it has low ratings. People aren't quite sure what to make of it, and it needs a twisty brain to give it a good review. It's everything you've ever wanted and you're going to love it. I promise, I'll look after you. I'm intrigued by the weirdness, and I assume that is what gives it a low rating. So apologies if there's been a massive change in lighting. Work responsibilities called and I had to disappear for a couple of hours. However, I am back and ready to talk to you about book number 10 on this list, which I know why this is here. Definitely. We have Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca, which has an average rating of 3.19. I have finished one Eric LaRocca book and I didn't like it, and I have DNF'd another, but I have heard that this one is just a little bit different and that people find it a bit easier to read and easier to enjoy. So this is just a very strange horror. A whirlpool of darkness churns at the heart of a macabre, I never know how you say that word, ballet between two lonely young women in an internet chat room in the early 2000s, a darkness that threatens to forever transform them once they finally succumb to their most horrific desires. It's told in like emails and chat transcripts to start with, so I'm definitely more intrigued by this one, but I see why it has an average rating from my history with this author. Then we have Make-Up Breakup by Lily Manon, which has an average rating of 3.18, which is very low for a YA contemporary. Oh no, is it adult? It's adult. I thought it was YA. Annika Dev believes in love, second chances, and fairy tale endings. Her app, Makeup, helps couples believe in these things too. Hudson Craft believes in fast cars, flashy startups, and high efficiency breakups. His app, Breakup, helps people expedite their failing relationships. It's wildly successful and everything that Annika hates. So yeah, easy adult romance. I'm gonna give this a go anyway. I'm gonna take it off my TBR, but I don't have the highest hopes. Then we have one that I was actually sent by the publisher without the expectation of a review, which makes me think about why it could be on this list. We have The Divorcees by Rowan Beard, which has an average rating of, what is it? 3.12. This is like a historical literary fiction. It's about Lois, who thought that marrying the right man would finally cure her loneliness. But as picture perfect as her husband is, she is suffocating in their loveless marriage. In 1951 though, unhappiness is hardly the grounds for divorce, except in Reno, Nevada. At the Golden Yarrow, the most respectable of Reno's divorce branches, Lois finds herself living with half a dozen other would-be divorcees, all in Nevada for 6 weeks residency. It's the state's only divorce requirement. It sounds different, it sounds interesting. I don't think I am like jumping for joy, ready to pick this up at any opportunity, but I wanted to give it a go. It's why I accepted the book. But yeah, it's weird that it's quite so far down in my ratings. One that makes me very nervous for the quality of this book, we have Liar's Beach by Katie Cotugno, which has an average rating of 3.1. This is a YA thriller. A body in the pool, a friend who might be an enemy, a vacation they'll never forget. I mean, it is short. I haven't heard any good reviews of this book. I am interested to read it. Like, obviously I wouldn't have put it on my wish list if I wasn't. I do want to read this book, but it doesn't have great reviews. Obviously none of these have good reviews now, but one that I picked up with like no outside influence, so I'm kind of not concerned, but just more shocked that it has quite a low rating, is The Couple at the Table by Sophie Hannah. This is a thriller I bought back, God, years ago now, and it's about a couple at an exclusive couples only resort. They receive a note warning them, beware of the couple at the table nearest to yours. At dinner that night, 5 other couples are present and none of the tables is any nearer or further away than any of the others. It's as if someone has set the scene in order to make the warning note meaningless, but why would anyone do that? 6 couples, 1 honeymoon resort, and impossible murder. So yeah, maybe it's not the best ever if it's got quite a low review. I'm intrigued by it. I've read a Sophie Hannah before and enjoyed it, but yeah, looks like other people don't enjoy this one. Getting towards the end now, the 4th lowest rated book on my shelves is The Woods Are Always Watching by Stephanie Perkins, which has got an average rating of 3.08. I have read There's Someone Inside Your House, the other Stephanie Perkins book, and it did kind of suck, but there was something about this one that I was like, I just want to give it a go. It sounds funny. It's about Nina and Josie, who spent high school as outsiders, but at least they had each other. Now with university and a 2,000-mile separation looming on the horizon, they have one last chance to be together. A 3-day hike deep into the woods. A detour off trail leads them straight into a waking nightmare, and then into something far worse, something that will test them in horrifying ways. It's making me think of like The Wrong Turn and stuff like that, so I don't know. I wonder why people hate it this much. We'll find out. In third spot, one that makes me really sad actually, is The Cherished by Patricia Ward, which has an average rating of 3.06. This is a very weird sounding horror. It is YA. I bought it in Hey on Y. It's published by Harper Teen. People really hate this. For fans of Pan's Labyrinth, a frightening story exploring identity, grief, and what it means to be family. No idea. I haven't seen any reviews of this either way. Kind of shocked by this one. We have This Is Not a Ghost Story by Andrea Portez, which has an average rating of 3.06. I think this is one that can't really be categorized into a genre. It is teen, which I didn't know. It says Daffodil Franklin has plans for a quiet summer before her freshman year at college, and luckily she's found a job that can give her just that, house sitting a mansion for a wealthy couple. But as the summer progresses and shadows lengthen, Daffodil comes to realise the house is more than it appears. The spacious home seems to close in on her, and as she takes the long run into town, she feels eyes on her the entire way and something tugging her back. What Daffodil doesn't yet realise is that her job comes with a steep price. The house has a long ago grudge it needs to settle, and Daffodil is the key to settling it. So it's like a sentient house horror? Again, I've not seen reviews of this either way, so it's weird that it's quite so low. And here we go. I was gonna say last but by no means least, but this is the lowest rated book on my TBR, and I wonder if any of you guys have read it. It is The Furies by Katie Lowe. This has an average rating of 3.01, which is so low. It is 1997 and Violet is a new student at Elm Hollow Academy and desperate to fit in. Quiet, artistic, unremarkable. When invited to an advanced study group by her alluring art teacher Annabelle, she is at once terrified and delighted. There she meets Robin, Grace and Alex, charismatic outsiders who invite her into the clique. But once the study sessions of the school's history of 17th century witchcraft and magic become more than just theory, Violet must decide what she's prepared to do in order to stay popular. And maybe she'll solve the mystery of what happened to a former member of their group, the one who went missing. I wonder why this is quite so badly rated. I'm scared. I will read it. It sounds really intriguing. I love the cover. I want to read this book, but it looks like a lot of people regretted doing so. So there we go, guys. Those are the 15 lowest rated books on my TBR. Please do let me know if you have any experience of reading any of these. I would love to hear your opinions, especially if they're like majorly good or majorly bad. And I wonder who I can trust on these. Can I trust Goodreads? Are these bad books? We will find out. On that note though, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.